Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrorble Opinions podcast, where we discuss, dissect, disembowel, and deliberate on all things horror. As always, I'm your host, Kenny.
Hi, it me, Daniel.
And of course, my enigmatic co-host, me, Daniel. In today's episode, we will be discussing the 2006 film, Abominable. So, Daniel, we're watching Abominable today. Tell me a little something about Abominable.
Okay, on IMDb, Abominable is a 2006 horror film, R-rated. The synopsis is, a man crippled in a climbing accident returns to his cabin in the woods as part of his rehabilitation, but he wasn't prepared for the imminent onslaught.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, and from watching the trailer, can I give my thoughts on the trailer?
Give me your thoughts.
Okay, so my immediate thought is that it looks kind of like going for the similar vibe as like the Lost Skeleton of Cadabra, where it's like cheesy on purpose with like bad acting on purpose. Because I've seen these people in other things acting not bad, but this looks like cheesy. How am I doing?
I mean, okay, it's not quite to the levels of the skeleton there, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's a throwback. Like it says, it came out in 2006.
It's a Bigfoot. Did I say is a Bigfoot?
Well, it's Abominable Snowman. Okay, that's
it's
just,
a Bigfoot.
They're not the same.
Oh, am I being racist?
You're speciesist there. Yeah, it came out in 2006, but it definitely feels like this came out like late 80s, early 90s. I mean, it almost looks like they just modified the monster suit from the Creepshow segment with the dude in the box underneath the stairs.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So that's what it looks like. Now, IMDb gives this a 5.1 out of 10 stars. Now, I've seen this movie. You've only seen the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that rating's going to be accurate just from the trailer, or do you feel like a little better, a little worse?
I bet I fucking love this.
Yeah, I bet you do too. It's a good time.
All right, let's look at the cast, and I'm gonna give what I think their roles are, like their character. So you got Matt McCoy. I've seen him in things. He's
true.
Probably wheelchair man in this, I bet.
Yes, Matt McCoy
is that right?
Is absolutely wheelchair man.
And then Jeffrey Combs is Jeffrey Combs. I bet he plays Jeffrey Combs in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun Jeffrey Combs. It's definitely a fun one.
And there's a bunch of names I don't know. And then there's Lance Henriksen as Ziegler Dane.
If you don't come out of this movie wanting a buddy film with Lance Henriksen, Ziegler, and Jeffrey Combs Clerk, then you didn't watch the same movie as me. Because they don't have as much screen time as, Wheelchair Boy, but they absolutely steal the movie for me. I'm so excited for you to see this. There's a couple other big names in there. I mean, Dee Wallace pops up in there.
She's someone.
No, she's been around. Paul Gleason. I mean, so it's sprinkled with little names. People.
Yeah, it had a bunch of faces I recognized. Yeah.
But I never hear anybody talking about this movie.
Until now,
we're talking about this movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get into this. I already know my opinion on this, but we're gonna find out what you think about it, and we're gonna watch it. We're gonna discuss. So let's go watch and discuss. We have finished watching Abominable. What do you think?
It was not as cheesy as I thought it was gonna be. It was very good though. I did like it a lot, except for I feel like one guy in particular, I feel like didn't know what movie he was in.
Which guy was that?
I feel like the main character didn't. Everybody else, I feel like, knew what movie they were in, but I feel like he was trying a little too hard.
But that adds to it. It's that too hard bad acting.
Yeah, but I was getting vibes from like in Gremlins when she goes into that monologue about her dad falling down the chimney and dying, and it has no place in that movie.
And it's great.
I was getting the same thing from him talking about his dead wife and all that.
Yeah, like they have to they go through all this effort to set up like he's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, I got that. He fell.
And he fell, and they brought him back there for this dealing with his PTSD from the incident. But they could have just had a person that was already in a wheelchair go into a cabin in the woods.
Then we could have avoided him going. I wasn't always in this wheelchair.
right. I wasn't born.
In this wheelchair. As if that
And I'm
makes
like,
any difference to anything that's happening.
No, it does. It does. He used to walk.
He remembers.
Okay? But if we do away with that though, then we probably don't get like the nurse that comes with him. Otis?
No, we need Otis. Otis is important.
And we need Otis. Otis steals the movie. That mustache. Okay.
He grew the mustache for... Here's a little fact for you.
Is this a true fact? Are you making something
I might have
up?
made this up, but it's a true fact. He grew the mustache for the movie and shaved the back of his head.
Is that true?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, all right.
Google it.
I want to live in a world. I trust you. I want to live in a world where that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love how having a little milk won't kill you. Otis, I'm allergic. Like, this is the nurse they sent to live with him. To take care of him.
He's a perfect dick. For no reason. Well, no, I wouldn't say for no reason. The guy sucks.
Yeah, no. He comes off real harsh, real quick. And it's like, we don't know how long. I mean, it's been 6 months since the accident.
Yeah, but wheelchair guy is acting like me anytime I leave my house. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't like it here.
I mean, a lot of bad stuff happened to you in the real world, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, so again, this came out in 2006, but this is a great throwback to just, like I said, 80s, maybe even early 90s, but mostly 80s horror.
Yeah, totally.
Even the way it's shot, but I love that their main vehicle is a station wagon.
Yeah, I thought you might like that.
So this is what happened to Harry after the Hendersons all died, and he's left in the woods to fend for himself. Harry goes a little crazy.
Well,
so this is what I'll tell my kids Harry and the Henderson was.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel. It's a true story, not that Disney-fied crap that we don't need.
If they had the balls to show the real story of what actually
the true
happened.
Yeah, that's right. Based on a true story. Everyone knows that. So yeah, like I said, the movie. Like I said, it looks cheesy, but it's done so well.
Everything
that it
involving the monster, the big feet. And the big feet attacking is very good, despite the low budget.
I
had a thought
creatures
during
like
it.
that and everything.
I had a thought during it that this was kind of like, is Rear Window the Hitchcock movie?
Rear Window is the Hitchcock movie, and that is absolutely
it's like Rear Window with a Sasquatch.
Yes, the our main guy is our Rear Window character, Wheelchair Boy. We should really probably talk about their character names, but
I'm pretty sure they called him Wheelchair Boy.
Yeah, Preston Rogers is Matt McCoy's character, Wheelchair Boy. And yeah, the entire movie he's watching this creature murder this group of ladies in the cabin across the road. And the only contact he can have with anything is through the internet. There's no cell service. The phone lines are down. So he's over there waving his arms, flashing his lights, trying to get the attention of these young ladies, and they just think he's a creepy perv.
I mean, I'm not convinced he's not a creepy perv.
I mean, it was priceless. Otis comes over there to look through the binoculars because it's again boy cried wolf situation here. Every time he calls Otis to come look out the window, there's nothing.
Yeah, Otis is
to the point
100% correct because every time there is nothing. He's like, well, did you see something take the lady? Did you hear something take the lady? No.
Right. No. And then he comes out and he straight up catches the lady in the shower. And like, Preston, you dog. Well,
those girls should really just invest in some blinds, some curtains.
Yeah, just a curtain or something.
Or just use them.
And I just, God, when he says the line, it's, well, Preston, she can't be in the shower all night.
Otis was a gem. And it's unfortunate.
Otis,
what happened to him?
It's very unfortunate. Now that campfire scene.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, it's so good. So that I looked up that Darwin Awards story, and unfortunately, that one fell under urban myth. No one actually put crazy glue on their hands and slapped the butt of a rhino in a Russian zoo, and then got drowned by rhino diarrhea.
Now, does
happen.
the urban myth come from this, or was it a thing before this?
It says 1999 urban legend, and this came out 2006. I don't know when for sure it was written, but I'm going to assume that existed before the movie.
Yeah.
We'll just assume. But that's just, like I said, Lance Henriksen and Jeffrey Combs is chewing up scenery in that. And if I can get a just a buddy movie with those two playing those characters running around, like that was absolute gold.
There's always I have a soft spot for a character who's always on like some sort of a breathing machine, but continues to smoke.
Continues to smoke, and we all know them in real life. We've seen them. It's beautiful. Is what it is. And Jeffrey Combs' character is obviously the gas station attendant, the doomsayer trope.
Yeah.
It's always at a gas station or some rundown shack or something, like, oh, something bad happened up there, don't go up there. There to tell the stories that clearly something bad will happen. And you know what? He can play that in every movie. I'm okay with that. I want to see characters like this just popping
and just
up
like
in
a
movies
like
just
a
for no
romantic
reason.
comedy.
Yeah, it had Jeffrey Combs with his oxygen tank and all just popping up, be like, oh, doom up there.
It's just a hill, bro.
It's just, well, it's a really steep hill. Someone fell once.
Yeah, don't worry, they'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, no, you'll find out. So, we get 2 survivors, Wheelchair Boy and I believe Haley Joel's character, Amanda.
Yeah.
Make it out of there. The cops finally show up. Preston emailed the cops earlier, and they decided, like, well, maybe there's not anything really going up on there. That guy's crazy.
Perfect sheriff.
Which, okay, before we get to them getting in the ambulance away, when Preston is crawling over to Amanda after they pin the Squatch to the tree with the station wagon, he's having this talk with her, and I get it. He can't stand up. Okay, I get it.
Why can't he stand up?
Look, the Sasquatch, broke his legs.
Oh,
yeah, that's the real story there. Not really. But he goes over to her, and he's talking to her, and he's checking on her, and his face is like 4 inches away from her face. Like, you don't need to be this close. We didn't set up anything truly intimate between these characters. Like,
that's why I'm saying that's where I'm getting the creepy vibes from him.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little close.
All I'm
buddy.
saying is everything in this movie would have played out the exact same even if there hadn't been a Sasquatch.
Like, well, I mean, who did the killing? The creep. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. He's out there, running up on people.
Running up on them.
Rather, rolling up on them and slashing them.
Because
sure.
You saw how easy it was for him to get that cell phone number.
That's true. He's good. Well, people in wheelchair are great to get numbers.
So he just texts that lady, come outside, boom, she's outside, boom, he runs her over with the wheelchair.
Or, just run him down.
We just have a slightly different movie where it's like him awkwardly trying to get up steps to get at them.
I mean, it's a slow burn. And then we get them into the ambulances, separate ambulances. They have their little moment. And then, like, hey, what happened up here? Well, there's like 4 other dead bodies. Why don't you go find out? So, of course, we don't actually see the Sasquatch discovered dead, pinned against the tree. So the cops go up into the woods there.
Broken and pulled out on the roof of the car.
Right. So we know our Squatch isn't dead, which, these kind of movies, we assume that. The cops get up there, they hear these noises, they look up, and lo and behold, there's like 10 Squatches, like eyes, like up in the trees.
That open, like perfectly cued to the music.
Yeah, it's beautiful. No, the score was great.
Yeah, the score is good. I looked up why the score is good. It's because that dude does a lot of scores.
Yeah, I think he's
the father of the director.
Yeah, there was a little nepotism there, but yeah, no, there's a lot of people here that touch on a lot of things. Like these are like the effects people. I was looking at the animatronics, and they are very active in the business still. Because I mean, that creature. Whew,
yeah,
that creature. Like we could just.
I was almost wondering if like the eyes were CG because they looked so cool.
I mean, could be, or they could. Yeah, maybe a little bit of touch of CG on there, make them really pop. I love how they just went for it. Like that face is so over the top. Like that mouth of teeth doesn't make any practical sense.
Nope, but it sure bit the face off of Otis.
Oh God, it looks so good. Poor Otis.
He should have just stayed asleep.
I should. Wheelchair Man kept bothering him, and that's why he died. Yeah. So who's the real evil here?
I'm telling
Sasquatches that are being,
probably deforestation is driving the Sasquatch from its natural home,
and wheelchair
and
people bothering
people.
people.
Girls are playing their loud music and yelling at each other.
Yeah, they got in fights quick. Like, oh, you shouldn't have your phone, calling your man. This is a girls' weekend, and I get that. That is a girls' weekend. No boys allowed.
No boys allowed except for Pervo up on the balcony watching us. He's fine.
He's fine. We'll go upstairs. He's fine.
Remember, no cell phones and no curtains.
No curtains.
Those were the 2 rules we made when we went on this trip.
Those are always our rules on girls' trips.
You knew that.
No curtains.
You knew that.
No cell phones. It is common sense. You can't have those for a good girls' trip. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, that is a doozy of a film. So what would you change?
I would take out his monologue about the falling and the dead wife. Actually, I don't even think you need the dead wife thing at all. Just have him be a crippled guy.
A crippled guy with a home care nurse.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets in a car accident or something.
Yeah.
And
instead of coming back to confront his trauma, he's just there to relax for some mental clarity or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that works. It kind of cuts out a little bit on the whole, he doesn't want to be there because of the trauma, so then the guy, then Otis, thinks he's just making stuff up.
Yeah, but then you can just have Otis being a dick just to be a dick, and that's good.
I do like Otis just being a dick. If I could get a prequel movie of just Otis also thinking that people in wheelchairs.
Nurse Otis might have been like a distant cousin of Buck from Kill Bill.
Oh, God.
They both suck.
My name is Otis, and you know who I voted for POTUS. What do you think about Sasquatches? On your, give me your top 3 Sasquatch movies.
I don't think I have any.
Well, obviously Harry and the Hendersons.
If the audiobook for if that Max Brooks audiobook counts, that's number 1. With a bullet.
Oh, what was that called?
I don't remember.
That was somewhat recent, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've checked that out yet, but I do like Max Brooks. I mean, for me, it's Harry and the Hendersons, it's Strange Wilderness, and it's Abominable.
The evolution.
The evolution.
A first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch massacre.
Yeah, no, I'll check that out for sure. But to me, if you want horror and you want Sasquatches, Sasquatch is the plural.
Big feet. That's actually it's not big feet. It's Bigfoots actually.
Bigfoots, big feeties. If you want horror with a squatch, to me this is it. Okay, now a lot of people say Willow Creek.
I don't think I've seen that.
Or Legend of the Boggy Creek.
That was
really
what I was
old...
gonna ask us to look at.
Yeah, I don't love those.
Well, Boggy Creek is like found footage before.
Yeah, no, it's Boggy Creek, 1972.
Before anything, yeah.
Verified. Yeah, 1972. Boggy
before
Creek.
Blair Witch, way before.
Yeah, which saying something, but I don't know. Why aren't there more good Bigfoot horror movies? Is it because some of them show it too much?
I think it's showing too much, or
taking too long to show it.
Showing too little. You got to have a good middle, and then what you show has to look good. Which this looks good, so I was fine with them showing a lot of it.
Oh, absolutely. That's the reverse Jaws. This guy worked.
Yeah.
Put him out there quick. And let's just see him in all his glory.
I know I've seen like shitty stuff on Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, but I can't remember any of it. And I'm pretty sure Lance Henriksen was in a lot of them.
Well, what I need Larry Fessenden.
Yes.
To get off of his Wendigo kick and start doing some Bigfoot, because I feel like Larry has like 3 or 4 different projects that are all Wendigo based.
And is he pretty much just writing games now, or is he still doing movies?
Ooh, I'm not sure actually, because we know he's involved. Like he was one of the main writers on Until Dawn.
Yes.
And he was a character in that as well. I think he did a movie called Wendigo. Not sure. He's got some acting things he's been in. He's been writing some. Let's see. Oh, he did his last video game one. He did the Man of Medan, the Dark Pictures one. So that's the last one he did with them. Then he's got an episode of Channel Z, a segment in Isolation, and then something called Crumb Catcher.
Crumb Catcher? This is a movie about me.
That's the story of your life. That sounds fun. We'll look into that. We'll talk about that later. So let's take a look here. Popular Bigfoot horror movies. Oh, here we go. So Return to Boggy Creek, number 10. Didn't love it. Creature from Black Lake. Never heard of it. Capture of Bigfoot, 1979. Like, these are looking rough. Oh, here's one. Okay.
There's a Frank Stallone Bigfoot movie. Night Claws.
Oh, yeah? Night Claws. I'm looking at Primal Rage here.
That's a big monkey.
It's not a Bigfoot, it's a big monkey?
Well, I'm just saying Primal Rage is a big monkey.
Is it?
Isn't that a video game? Am I thinking of something else?
You might be thinking
I
of
don't
something
think
else.
I am. Now, it is a monkey.
Is that fighting game?
Yeah. Not a monkey, it's an ape.
I'd give Primal Rage a chance. Demon Warp, that looks awful. Exists, 2014. Wasn't good.
Okay.
Cry Wilderness. Night of the Demon. Now that one, I
don't think there's a Bigfoot.
No, not Night of the Demons.
Night of the Demon?
Night of the Demon, 1980. That one I recall being very goofy and fun. Number 2, Abominable. So what do they put above Abominable? Willow Creek. And I wish I liked it. I did not. I don't know. Just briefly looking over that list there. Abominable. Best Sasquatch horror movie, period.
Why come there aren't more?
Because they're bad. They all want to be found footage, and that's always hit or miss.
See, this had a unique thing with the binoculars, but that's not found footage, but it is a thing.
Yeah, a little shifting the camera POV into the binoculars. That was fun. And having it up in the mountains was a fun way to, kill the cell phone problem that modern horror has. First, that you can always contact help because everyone always has a cell phone.
Just set your movie before cell phone. Boom, done.
Yeah, but sometimes you want something a little more modern. You don't always want, a timepiece. You just got to find clever ways to knock it out. And I feel like, Cabin in the Mountains, easy peasy. Why wouldn't you go there? Because, it's a voyeuristic, definitely voyeuristic in this movie. People go to mountains. People ski.
People go to
mountains.
Makes sense.
He doesn't ski. Well, Otis might.
Otis fucks, for sure.
Otis fucks.
When he folded the lady through the window, that was really good. Oh, and at the beginning of the movie, with Sparky, when that guy yelled out, "Sparky, no!" I yelled out, "Sparky, no!" at the same time.
R.I.P. Sparky.
Yeah, you were a real one.
You were the best of us. You were the worst of us. Yeah, no, the kills were good.
Kills were good, yes.
It's another example of why practical effects are always, despite being cheesy, better than CG.
Yep.
Okay, but if you remade this...
Okay, if I remade...
Who's directing and who's starring?
Okay, who's directing? Honestly, I think it's pretty well directed as is. So I think the only thing you really need to change is give it a bigger budget, and I guess you can recast some of the people, but I think just a bigger budget would be good.
What would you use the budget for?
Aliens.
Bigfoot versus aliens. Yeah. Okay, so perfect as is, because my worry is increasing the budget, you're going to start to get a little less creative with your effects because you got the money to pay for things, and that creativity out of the lower budget, I think, really
they worked really well within, it didn't look cheap, but I was just thinking if they had more money, actually there was only one cheap shot I saw, and that was with was that a dead deer at the beginning?
Yes, I believe so.
That looked shitty, but other than that,
let's just get a dead deer. Yeah. Okay, well, alternative question: what do you do for a sequel?
Ooh, for a sequel? Okay, so you got all of them, you got lots of them, so you just make the Max Brooks book. There you go.
the crossover we didn't know we needed.
So, yeah, you just do that. That's just what I want. He should have a blank check, right? To make whatever he wants.
One would think, but what happened the last time we adapted a Max Brooks?
It made a lot of money.
But was it what you wanted to see?
We don't have to talk about it, but it made a lot of money.
Not good.
If you look up the Michael J. Straczynski, he did some sci-fi show. I don't remember what it was, but his screenplay that I read for World War Z was way better. Was way gooder.
Gooder?
And I'm not upset about it. Nope.
As long as you're not upset.
Nope, not upset.
Not in the least. Okay, and now the MVD Entertainment Group has released a Blu-ray of Abominable as part of their Rewind collection. It's a new high-def release. The director actually went through and made some slight changes to the minimal CGI elements that had already contained in the new version, such as making the creature have slightly smaller, more beadier eyes, which apparently make the head look even larger on the creature, which somehow adds to a less cartoonish looking head. Wee little boots. The director actually has a little video introduction at the beginning. They're talking about it. They have a making of featurette. There's blooper reel, deleted scenes, posters, storyboards, a couple trailers. And it also includes the director Ryan Schifrin's student film Shadows and another short he made in 2011 called Basil and Mobius, No Rest for the Wicked. I haven't picked this one up yet, but I will most likely be adding it to my collection. Now, for people who enjoyed this movie, what's a movie that you would recommend?
Well, I'd like to recommend a Bigfoot movie, but apparently the rest of them all suck.
I mean, it's established.
So, I don't know. I should have thought about that before.
Well, I've got one.
Okay.
And I don't recall if you've watched this one or not. Dark Was the Night.
Dark Was the Night. Wait, is that the one with... Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, Kevin Durand, Lucas Haas, both guys that have popped up places. Kevin Durand more than Lucas. Most people only know Lucas from Mars Attacks. Also got like a 5.6 out of 10 in IMDb, which Abominable is what, 5.5?
Yeah, that might be the sweet zone.
That's kind of where you want for these movies, yeah. Basically, well, the synopsis: an evil is unleashed in a small town when a logging company sets up shop in the neighboring
Deforestation.
woods. Deforestation. You got creatures. I'm not going to tell you what you are. We might talk about this in another episode. But small town sheriff dealing with mysterious problems.
Yeah, that's a good companion to this.
Yeah, so if you liked Abominable, check out 2014's Dark Was the Night, which I believe is on Amazon Prime Video right now, if you have that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. Any final comments you want to make on 2006's Abominable?
Otis was the best and didn't deserve anything that happened to him.
Otis.
And soy milk is for pussies.
He is allergic to dairy, Otis. He will die. It's not gonna kill. I am allergic.
I actually like
Otis.
soy milk. Have you had like almond? Have you had any of that shit? Like almond and oat milk?
I don't like soy milk. I love almond milk. I love oat milk. I think I've got a thing of cashew milk I'm about to try.
I like all that.
Yeah, it's good. The oat milk with the thicker stuff, you can actually use that to cook with decently when it calls for like milk or cream. It's a suitable substitute.
You want to do a milk podcast after this?
Milkcast.
Milkcast?
Yeah, Milkcast. That'll be great.
What's your favorite cow?
Chocolate milk cows, obviously.
Mine's the one from Cow and Chicken.
That is a good cow. I wouldn't drink her milk because she talks and stuff, and that's weird. Yeah,
I would.
Me. I would. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Horrible Opinions podcast. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here. And as always, I'm your horrible host, Kenny.
And I'm also Horrible Daniel. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
I love you.